Hi.
My name's Sabrina.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Denise. So today's topic is about emotional abuse in past relationships.
Our experience with emotional abuse and the fact that it's okay that we've been through it.
Emotional abuse.
Emotionally manipulative men.
If I could describe the relationship at the beginning in one word, it would be happy. I was that cool friend who had the boyfriend who drives as well. So yeah, it was great in the beginning. I honestly couldn't fault it for anything.
It was like the fairy tale that came true.
It was exhilarating, it was exciting, it was perfect. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced before.
It's good in the beginning. It's always good in the beginning.
But it all happens so quickly.
I think it's called love bombing, where they act nice in the beginning to like draw you in.
Actually, it's too good to be true.
I ignored the red flags. They were there. They were there, but I just ignored them.
I realised that a lot of control was involved.
About 4 months in,
When I started doing things that they said that they didn't like.
Gradually, it was like I had to spend more time with him.
My friends got involved basically, and his excuse for it was that, you know, she knows me better than anyone, and that was the only way he felt that he could be close to me. Almost like it was my fault that he had found comfort in my friend.
I noticed that I'd stop hanging out with my friends.
When I was going out with my friends a lot.
I wasn't allowed to see my friends.
They alienate you from everyone so that you only need them.
It felt like it was normal because he made it seem normal, but it was definitely a red flag.
I wish I knew that finding a partner who doesn't believe in divorce is a really low standard to set yourself in a relationship.
Looking back, I wish I just knew them better. I think you really have to get to know the person properly for a good few months before you're anything with them, because you can only act for so long.
Like, you're an amazing person. There's no need to settle for this. If it doesn't feel right to you, it probably isn't.
I wish I'd kept my friends. I wish I didn't alienate myself.
I wish I knew that just because someone's older than you doesn't give them the right to dictate your life.
I wish, I don't know.
I wish I knew that I was beautiful, first of all, and I wish that I knew that I could be strong, because during that time, I think I relied on my partner to tell me that I was beautiful and to love me in the way that I didn't know how to love myself, and just to be able to be strong in a sense that I can take ownership and accountability for my own actions and not have to wait for someone's approval. Now that that relationship is behind me, I feel euphoric and I feel refreshed and I feel confident and I feel like I'm myself, because I lost myself in that relationship and I didn't know who I was. So when I had ended that relationship, I was able to kind of look for myself.
I feel empowered. I feel so much more confident. I feel like there are no limits to what I can do and who I can be. I finally feel free.
I feel free. I don't feel trapped anymore. I feel like they make you question your own reality so much. It's like you have PTSD afterwards. Now it's like, I know what's real. I know what's really real.
That I know what I want from relationships now, being able to spot things early when it just doesn't feel right, and just trusting my gut more, because all those feelings I had back then where I wasn't feeling sure, they all turned out to be right. So now when I have a gut feeling, I just go with it. I would tell them, I understand, first and foremost. I get how people do end up in these relationships and how it is difficult to spot the signs when you are in it, but my advice would always be to trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right to you, most likely it isn't. And I would definitely say that you deserve more than this. That person who's making you feel that way is only because they don't feel good in themselves, and you deserve someone who feels good and makes you feel good. So if it doesn't feel right, trust your gut and leave.
It's okay to be scared, and it's okay to leave.
One thing I would tell someone who's in an emotionally abusive relationship is, firstly, just accept your reality, that it is an emotionally abusive relationship. Spend more time with your friends, your family. Do stuff for yourself, and then you will realize how much better your life is without that person, and you automatically won't want them anymore.
One thing I would tell someone who's currently in an emotionally abusive relationship is to trust yourself. I would say that no matter what you've done wrong, or what you think you've done wrong, or what you've been told that you've done wrong, that is no justification for someone to emotionally abuse you. There is nothing that you can do to justify someone treating you like that, and you're worth so much more than that.
It's okay to be afraid, but leave, because it gets better after you leave.
People think it's not as important or less severe because they're not physically abusing you.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions about emotional abuse is that it happens to women who are docile. However, it happens to anybody of any colour, any race, any size, any personality. It can happen to anybody.
It takes someone who can't stand up for themselves or is a bit weak. That's not true either. I've actually seen from experience that usually these people go for people who are quite strong and try and make them feel small. So it doesn't take a weak person, it doesn't take any type of particular person, it can happen to anyone. So yeah, I think we need to get rid of the idea that it takes a particular person to be emotionally abused.
You have to remember that for you to have gone through all of that experience, you must be one strong individual to be able to get through that and come out on the other side.
Never settle. You don't have to, just because society always says relationship, you don't have to be in one. Like, it's better to love yourself, be strong and sure in yourself, and content being single, so that when you are ready for that relationship that's going to really sweep you off your feet, you're everything that you want to be, and you're everything you want to bring to that relationship as well.
I needed to start believing in myself more. I needed to start trusting in myself more. And I needed to start listening to myself more. A lot of the time there were so many red flags in the beginning. I could have saved myself, and I just needed to believe in myself, and I'm sure I wouldn't have stayed in that relationship for as long as I did.
You need to be an individual. You are your own person, and when you get into a relationship, it should be two people coming together and you enjoy each other's company. It shouldn't be that someone else has control over you, or that you need to fight over power. So I think being your own individual before anything else is the most important thing.
Your support circle is everything. I think when someone cuts off your support circle, that's when they can do the most damage. So always make sure that you're speaking to someone that you trust about what's going on.
You really have to get to know them and understand what narcissism is, because that is a huge red flag. When you see them so obsessed with themselves and they don't have the ability to be compassionate to you, that is a red flag. If you see that they're not caring for other people, you can never compete with someone and their ego, because you'll always lose. You will always lose. It's like you compete with them over themselves. They'll never love you. It's like you loving them and them loving them, but they never love you.
So I just want you to remember that you're worthy, you're beautiful, you are your own person, and you can live a life that you want and be happy and have someone who loves you the way you want to be loved.
You don't have to be in a relationship just because society says so. Like, be happy with yourself, be happy with your own company, and that will radiate through, and you'll find the relationship you're looking for eventually.
Although, leaving someone or someone that you love is difficult, you need to think about yourself, and you need to think about how happy you are in that relationship. Your relationship shouldn't feel like a death sentence. A relationship should you know, encourage you and empower you, and you need someone that knows your worth.
I know it's hard, but what I would say to you is just leave. Just leave.
Remember who you are, focus on yourself, and everything else will sort itself out on the way. And that's on period.
Yeah.